So, Sandy, do you want to just introduce yourself real quick? What you're working on? Tell us a little bit about what's going on.
Well, hi, everybody. My artist name is Sandy Chose 2211. I've been in the crypto space for a long time. I've been in the NFT space for also 3 years. And I love crypto. I'm from Iran. So as a child, I was exposed to translate the
Wow.
news, my dad. And so I learned a lot. But I'm a US citizen. I've been growing up in the United States, living in California for over 40 years. And so that background of me, of seeing what happened with fiat money and how, the politics of things really made me aware of things. And then when blockchain technology came on, it was really exciting. And so I embraced it. And I had my first taste of coding in 1991. I worked in Department of Information Science for a little bit. And I just thought, wow, this is really cool. So back in the day, I was trying to explain to people what is email, what is Wi-Fi, what is the internet, and it sounded like word salad. I feel like we've had another jump in technology where I sound like word salad, trying to talk about
Mm,
wallets and all this. So I know this is not going away. This is here to stay. And as an artist and as a crypto person, I'm on both sides of this bridge. And I see a big gap between artists and between the crypto realm. So most artists are kind of afraid of crypto. They don't understand any DeFi. A lot of them just get their wallet and they just want to make art, make money, and get out. So that has been my experience with a lot of the people. And it doesn't matter where they are, whether they're in Latin America or if they're in Europe or whatever. It's crypto is not easy.
yeah.
So I thought about this long and hard, and I decided to invest my own personal money and other people's money who believed in me. And we brought Crypto Canvas Chronicles on the scene. We are a blockchain museum that collects art. We put on contests, and we try to bring education about crypto realm, what is staking, what are these different tokens doing, and mostly to have fun and to create a safer environment where artists can thrive, they can learn about crypto. And I honestly live in the Cosmos ecosystem. My heart belongs to Adam. That
Yeah.
was like my first project I fell in love with. And I've never stopped wanting to be in that realm. And so I found the way. It's like, I thought about this long and hard. So Crypto Canvas Chronicles is the bus. You ride the bus, you're the artist, you come on board and you learn, through the Omniflix platform, how to get your wallet, how to bring your art, what are these different tokens, what's the Kepler wallet, what is the Leak wallet. And from there, they're learning about the Cosmos ecosystem. And so if you want to look at my background material that I bought, this is very organic. This has been like one by one, teaching artists around the world how to adopt this technology, how to use this blockchain. And you know what? My life number is number 8. That means I can pull money out of thin air. And that's kind of like what blockchain is. And it's truly remarkable because Omniflix has been really wonderful. They believe in what I've been doing. They've seen me onboard artists since
Mm,
2022. So they give me the tokens. So these artists don't even have to try to figure out what's going on, with this, how do I get this token? How do I know? Just bring your art, get it minted, get your channel, bring your stuff and learn. And guess what? I've got the numbers to prove it now. So I've got over 100 solid artists who have learned how to use the system, who are thriving, who've got collectors, who are understanding the Cosmos ecosystem. And I've been holding spaces about what is staking, what does
mm,
this mean, what is a validator. This all sounded like word salad to many
yeah.
of these
Yeah.
artists who've been hanging around for this. And basically, all roads lead to DeFi, people. So, in the end, I want them to come into the Cosmos ecosystem. I want them to understand this and bring their atom and stake it. So I've got the numbers to prove who I've been bringing and what they've been doing. And we had a curation at Cosmoverse, which was beautiful. And so many project founders came, so many people saw my efforts, and so many people have decided that they want to help me bring this education to these artists and also The crypto people, a lot of crypto people don't believe in art. They don't believe in NFTs. They don't get the value. They're just following their graphs, and that's fine. There's so much money to be made there. So this is what I'm doing. Ride the bus from the Chronicles Museum over on and learn about DeFi, get your art and your music and whatever it is. And that's basically it, people. That's what I do. And I'm already exhibited around the world. People trust me. I have not left the space. So sometimes I have people saying, "Oh my God, Sandy, I don't understand what you're saying, but I believe you. What do I need to do?" And so now I'm getting questions like, "What validators do you like?"
Yeah, yeah.
My group and community. I have one group. I'm admin to a Telegram group of over 2,000. And then there is the hardcore people who've actually onboarded into the Cosmos ecosystem. And that's over 100, where we're daily active and posting and supporting. And now I'm getting friends of artists. They're coming to me. I don't have to chase anybody down. We hold contests, we show videos, we curate their work, we do exhibitions, and that's what artists love. And so this is who I am. And thank you so much for allowing me to share my project with you. These are wonderful times to be here. Thank you.
Yeah, no, I love that. That's awesome. I would say 100% seeing that organic traction is huge because we need people to the bridging that trust barrier of getting people into blockchain world, especially in the Cosmos where it can be a little bit technical, is big. So creating strong relationships with artists and with communities that allows you to kind of bridge those gaps makes a huge impact. Let me just share real quick your video showcasing some of the really cool metrics you've seen over the last year. So I'm gonna play this real quick and then we'll hang tight.
Thank you.
So with
Thank you, Ed.
130 creators onboarded,
Yes.
what do you feel like has been the biggest? I would say first, what's the biggest barrier for you've got 130 people that you've been working with. What's the biggest barrier for these artists right now? And then I'd follow that up with what do you think the biggest opportunity is for these artists?
Okay. You may be surprised to hear this. The biggest barrier is actually connectivity. A lot of these
Mm,
people live in places where we take our Wi-Fi and internet for granted. So sometimes they're unable. So what takes you and I 5 minutes to mint a collection can
right.
take somebody all day. And so for them to persevere like that, it really shows how hardworking they are. So what's my barrier is also the gift because it
Mm-hmm.
shows me how dedicated these people are. And so I bring in artists from Tezos. I bring in artists from Ethereum, and so
Right.
they're not doing what we're doing in the Cosmos ecosystem. So I would say the barrier is the gift, and nothing is easy in crypto.
Yeah.
And the people who are here, and the people who are most desperate economically, right? They're the ones
Mm,
who are most eager to learn and adopt this technology. So people in Nigeria, people in Syria, people in Turkey, all over the place, the South American countries. So wherever they are, sometimes connectivity is an issue,
yeah.
and other than that, we've laid the tracks. The Cosmos ecosystem has been developing. Everything is there. We've got the instructions, we've got the YouTube, and we have the numbers to prove it. So, I don't really see any problem. I just hope that I need to get to my next level. I've got major artist names who are watching what I'm doing and their friends are there, and they're waiting to see, are there going to be collectors? So while the Chronicles Museum collects art, and there's other collectors that are collecting them, I need to be able to take it to the next level. And it happened at Cosmoverse. I saw
Mm,
people who have all these wallets. They're all going to go, they're scanning, and they're going to go support these artists. And it's going to be in all different tokens. But my goal is to get them in here to secure that atom
yeah.
staking, and make them understand about those airdrops and gifts. So yeah, that's what's going on. They're sitting on the wall. I got to get the collectors, and 2025, we're going to kick ass.
That's awesome. No, I love hearing that, and your enthusiasm for the technology, the people, right? Bringing those people into this unique technology, specifically the Cosmos ecosystem. I very much agree that this is kind of the place for the highest opportunity, both on the technology side, creative freedom, and I would say that yeah, it is even the connectivity problem that you mentioned, right? Like I believe blockchain will solve those problems. Will
Yes.
decentralize, compute.
Yes.
I say that as
Absolutely.
we just integrated, we're finished our integration for Akash, right? Decentralized GPUs, so we can host these spaces on permissionless compute, which is really really cool. And there's a
Beautiful.
lot of protocols that are bringing that same permissionless nature to other areas of this important connectivity infrastructure, whether it's Jackal with storage, um, or Packet Protocol is one I just heard of today from another team that's doing connectivity. So it's doing like internet provision, things like that. So there's a lot of really cool opportunities for, again, those people who are in this space early are going to have the best access to those kinds of opportunities and kind of set the tone for what's expected, which is really really cool. And so I was going to ask, what do you think the biggest opportunity is here? You did start by saying there's a huge opportunity for people to have financial freedom, to have
Yes.
new. But if you want to just build on that a little bit, where do you
I
think
want
the
to be
most
very specific about that. Absolutely. Okay, so
please?
my generation, my parents were like, okay, be a doctor, be an engineer. Okay, we did that. But while I was growing up in Laguna Beach in the art world, I have 30 years of art background,
Mm-hmm.
of living and working and being with artists. Okay. The art realm is one of those places where there's no ceiling, because art can just be explosive in prices, right? It can
Sure.
just go up, and once you die, it becomes rare, right? And then so here's art, and here's blockchain. So while the crypto, people who are chasing their tokens may not have had the experience that I've had in the art realm, I get it. We're going to
Mm,
do art and blockchain. So anybody who's going to be in this and gets it, yeah. And you know what? I'm having secondary sales. If you take the time to go look at whatever blockchain, whether you're looking at Tezos or Omniflix, I sold punk cats, in different tokens. It's on secondary and third. So I have experienced this on a personal level. I'm not
mm-hmm.
just, promoing and telling, hey, it's not a hype. Come do this, buy this frog. No, this is real. I got the numbers. Go look at me. Go look at the people like me who have, their artwork that they sold for $5 is selling for $150, on
Right.
secondary market. So we have the opportunity to make this happen, and to bring these people. So I want money so I can have bigger contests and do bigger exhibitions. And in fact, I'm going to be announcing the winners of the Tezos event. And you know what? I love the Tezos. It's a beautiful farm. I have brought so many artists into the Cosmos ecosystem
Mm,
through that, because they're an established artist community for a long time. So while nobody's making it, and it's not open sea, it's different. Tezos is different, and they're coming. They recognize it, and yeah, the opportunity is in art and blockchain crossed.
yeah, absolutely. Well, and I would say a big part of that too is, we have even beyond the financial opportunity in creating art and art as an industry. I mean, there's also just this fundamental concept of how do you preserve the value you create, right? So, like, let's say you go and sell a collection, right? Do you withdraw that into, fiat, right, and put it in the bank, right? What do you do with that? And that's where I think blockchain gives a just a more sustainable value opportunity,
Absolutely.
There's so many opportunities to make your own decisions about the value you
That's
create.
right. Absolutely. So what I tell my artists right now, who I am guiding, if they're making $300 in a month and whatever token they have, I'm like, that's
Hmm.
great. I understand you got to, put food on the table, but just take a certain percentage of that and lock that up. And a lot of people don't even realize if you're locking up Atom, you're going to get all these airdrops. And so then then I'm like, you know what? You're not going to miss if you take 10% of that or whatever. Let's set that aside and let's put that on staking. Look at your airdrops. And so it kind of becomes a no-brainer. And people are very thirsty for this knowledge, for accessing this. And when I tell people you don't need to have money to get into crypto, you don't need anything. Whatever talent you
Yeah,
have, you're a poet, you're a photographer. What do you want to do? Let's bring your art into the blockchain. So 3 years actually feels like 30 years of development from what I've
sure.
seen with the technology. I honestly, and you know what? I learned how to type on a manual typewriter in seventh grade. I was there when all of this began, and it was just amazing, and it just gets easier to learn too. So I think younger people, you guys are lucky. We had to kind of figure stuff out way harder.
No, I feel you. It is a very is a unique jump in this generation, and even between I was born in '92, so even between me, so I grew up, and not everybody did, but I grew up with cable internet, right, which is a really unique divide, um, because there's so much that was made possible moving away from landline style internet where bandwidth just increased rapidly, and so online video becomes much more ubiquitous. There's all these opportunities for the technology to evolve very quickly. So even between like me and the next generation, um, there isn't the same. And I don't know. Give it another generation. I don't know. As you reach unique achievements, I'm sure there will be more kind of unique gaps that are created, um, in terms of how each generation adapts to the technology. But just because of the internet age and kind of the point at which we started to have insane amounts of bandwidth that are possible, where you can share videos all across the world instantly. That's wild. It's game changing, right? The way information moves, um, and again, now that we have the opportunity to have this fundamental value layer that can be international, it can be decentralized. Um, we're seeing a similar revolution happening in finance, which, because finance is really just the trading of value, it plays in every other
Right.
area, right? It's going to play into art, it's going to play into technology, all these different spaces. But yeah, no, you're totally right, and I think that's why we need folks like yourself helping people to bridge that gap, right? Um,
And
whether they're
one more
just
important thing
please,
I
please.
want to add about the Cosmos, which is huge. People who are not into the NFTs and art may not realize what's happening is a lot of these platforms are exploiting artists. They're literally demanding that you give your art away for free, and promise for some tokens that might have what value in the
Mm,
future. And they don't even like, and they don't even do the courtesy of having the proper link to that artist's artwork. It'll just be a link to their general site of their platform.
sure, sure.
So we're in a unique position to really stand out because artists are selling their artwork and they're getting secondary royalties. They're building their own brand while they're also building this platform. So this thing exists right now, whether it's on Coinbase or all
Yeah.
these other base things. It's like artists who used to make a lot of money are like, hey, please just go mint my free art. That's painful to
Oof.
watch.
Yeah, absolutely. Just and with the composability of Cosmos, with the way that you can quickly trade value between different chains, you just have a lot more options as a creator, as a builder, for how you want to control your own value, right? Whether it's the NFTs themselves and being able to have cross-chain functionality, or whether it's the tokens you're being paid in, like you said, right? Can I get paid in a stablecoin, please, right? Because I don't know about your token, right? Or things like that. Being able to have some freedom in how you manage your art and your value.
So one of the projects that actually came on board is Fight Farm. Fight
Mm.
Farm is already exists in the Cosmos ecosystem, and
Uh-huh.
they're going to do their DAO, and it's a betting game. So one of the things Chris did is he brought on an artist, and they would do the background of whatever fighter that was being promoted for that time. And so the artist didn't really understand what's happening. They created the art, they did it, and then money was showing up in their wallet because depending on what fighters won,
Mm-hmm.
you would get the pool. People are winning, so they may not actually understand the technology and what's happening, but at the end of the day, when money or tokens are showing up in their wallet because their art went somewhere, that's huge. So the people in the Cosmos ecosystem do get it. They're very bright and intelligent, and I've already been well received, and the artists are already getting integrated into the different platforms, whether it's Omniflix or Stargaze. I went and I
Mm.
translated. They had an open call. There was an artist who didn't speak English, and I went into that space and I translated for them. She came over to Omniflix. She's selling her work there too. She's on two platforms,
That's
and now
cool.
she's going to have Stars, Flix, and Atom, and she's learning all of this. And she's a beautiful young mom who doesn't speak English, but she gets blockchain. Everything's moving really fast, but it's
Yeah.
wonderful. It's just hard to stand out. There's just so much
Yes.
going on
Yes.
that I really appreciate that you gave me this platform to come and share with you. Thank you,
Yes,
Lex.
ma'am. And I really appreciate you kind of being an advocate for those artists, for the people that you're working with. You are doing God's work, teaching people about the cosmos, teaching people about how to not just to sell their art, but how to maintain the value they're creating. Love what you're doing.
Yes.
For everyone who's watching, what's the best way people can follow you and what you're doing?